A notorious Australian computer hacker is back grabbing headlines, and the response, well, it's mixed. Some world leaders want to see him in jail, others want to see him free, and they used this past Saturday's coronation as a platform for furthering his cause. Julian Assange in a London prison since 2019, battling extradition to the United States. He is wanted for 18 charges relating to his role in one of the largest leaks of classified information in United States history. It happened on WikiLeaks, a website Assange founded back in 2006. In March of 2010, WikiLeaks became a household name. It published the submissions of former U.S. Army intelligence analyst Chelsea Manning, born Bradley Manning. The leaked material included videos of U.S. airstrikes, as well as more than 250,000 U.S. diplomatic cables and nearly 500,000 Army reports. Some call the leak a national security threat. Others call it journalism. This was then Vice President Joe Biden's opinion in 2010.
I would argue that it's closer to being a high-tech terrorist.
Julian Assange disagrees.
There's been no allegation that any single person came to physical harm as a result of Bradley Manning's alleged disclosures.
Chelsea Manning pleaded guilty in 2013 and was sentenced to 35 years behind bars. In 2017, former President Barack Obama commuted Manning's sentence to 7 years, finding the original 35-year sentence excessive. Assange has been able to avoid U.S. prosecution by traveling, bureaucratic loopholes, and loyal supporters who have donated time and money in his defense. In August 2010, Swedish authorities accused him of raping 2 female WikiLeaks volunteers. That prompted an international arrest warrant. In December 2010, Assange turned himself into British authorities, but refused to return to Sweden, believing it a ploy to extradite him to the United States. In 2012, while out on bail in England, Assange applied for and received political asylum in the Ecuadorian embassy. Ecuadorian officials allowed Assange to live in their London embassy for 7 years, believing that Assange would be arrested the moment he stepped outside. Here is Julian Assange in 2012 speaking from the embassy's balcony.
I ask President Obama to do the right thing. The United States must renounce its witch hunt against WikiLeaks.
While in Ecuador's London embassy all those years, Assange continued to direct WikiLeaks. He also wrote multiple books, starred in several movies, and in 2013, Assange even ran for a seat in the Australian Senate, though unsuccessfully. While living in the embassy, Assange also had 2 children with his lawyer, Stella Morris. After 7 years in the Ecuador embassy, Ecuador revoked his asylum privileges. They cited poor behavior and broken agreements. On April 11, 2019, British police forcibly removed Assange from the embassy and arrested him for violating bail back in 2012. Since then, 51-year-old Assange has been held in His Majesty's Belmarsh prison, where he faces new indictments from the United States and awaits the results of multiple appeals. While in prison, Assange has married Stella Morris and has written a sarcastic letter to King Charles III, inviting him to Belmarsh for a celebration feast of, quote, blended tuna heads. This past weekend, Brazilian President Lula da Silva criticized Assange's arrest.
The press doesn't do anything in defense of this journalist. I can't understand it.
And days before this, Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese also called for Assange's freedom.
Enough is enough. There is nothing to be served by his ongoing incarceration.
As of last month, the Biden administration continues to pursue Assange. Under the U.S. indictment, which includes espionage, Assange faces 170 years. Should Assange be extradited, it will likely be the end of his story. But was he the hero or was he the villain? That's for you to decide.